Well, it's nice to play the midweek cup final, isn't it? Everton's cup final. Everton match preview. Welcome back to another video of the channel, Newcastle fans. If you are new to Black and White Banter, you've just stumbled across us, maybe because you fancied something new, maybe because you were trying to find a cooking recipe, and here you are. Doesn't matter. Make sure you drop us a like, make sure you drop us a subscribe, and we appreciate the continued support. Also, get us on Facebook and Instagram because we post on there every single day. Never serious, but always Newcastle United. So, here we are, Everton match preview. The games are coming thick and fast. Third game in 7 days. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, it is pretty much Everton's cup final. It really is. That's not an exaggeration. I've already seen the posts on social media that Everton are asking their fans to come 20 minutes early to the stadium to create some atmosphere, to bring flags, to bring scarves, and it's a huge game for them. Who would have thought at the start of the season that Everton would be right down there in this shit, but they are. And here we are sitting pretty on 31 points in comparison. 9 points ahead of them at the moment, which is crazy. So it's a huge, huge game for them. The atmosphere down there is going to be really tense. I am lucky enough to be going to the game again tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. Nice short trip. Not the nicest of stadiums in terms of the view that us away fans get. I think I'm restricted. But hey-ho, it's an old-fashioned stadium, which I do like the old-fashioned ones, if truth be told. So it should be another cracking evening out for us Newcastle fans. I am confident going into it because all the pressure's on them, and Everton this season are not a team that deals well with pressure. They aren't a team that deals very well with anything. Truth be told, I read a stat that they've had more players in court than what they've had wins since September, which is a pretty sorry state of affairs for such a historic football club like them. So it's not going to be an easy game by any means. I have a feeling this game is going to be very cagey, because of that tense atmosphere that does rub off onto the pitch a little bit. And I'm expecting things to be the same. Injuries, we are going into this. Apparently Joe Willock is back. Eddie Howe's confirmed this morning. Shelvey and Joe Linton, it looks like they're going to miss out. Keith Downey was tweeting that they are still both ill. So that's not looking good. So we'll have to see on that one. So I don't expect too much to change in midfield. If Shelvey and Joe Linton are both going to be gone, you would just maybe expect Willock to come in for Sean Longstaff. I thought Longstaff put in a very honourable shift on Sunday. I think the whole team did. We were very, very harshly done by at Chelsea. And I think Longstaff did impress me. Almiron probably's had a better game than what I've known him to have for Newcastle over the last sort of 12 months. He put in a decent shift. So I guess with the midfield I would maybe go for would be Bruno, obviously. I think the more game time he gets, the better. 2 games in the space of 3 days for him was good for him to bed into English football. And again, I thought he impressed in spells at Chelsea. I think, would I keep Longstaff in and go with sort of Willock? I think I probably would. I think Longstaff could maybe be the man that we missed, in my opinion, against Southampton, when we had a lot of attacking players on the field who could do that nitty-gritty in the central area. All the unsung stuff, the track and the ball and bits and bobs. So I maybe would go with Longstaff and put Willock in front of those two. Maybe bring Almiron out because Ryan Fraser was only a substitute against Chelsea. And if he is fully fit, which Eddie Howe hasn't really mentioned, I would throw Ryan Fraser straight back in. I think the defence for us at the moment picks itself. Fabian Schär, Dan Burn, absolutely fantastic from the both of them. I know Dan Burn let Havertz go to a degree for the goal, and he was devastated, bless him. You could see it all over his face, he was crushed. But they would stay in. Matt Targett, Manquillo, I think for me would probably be my preferred choice, playing away from home. Just offers us a little bit more going forward in that fullback position. And yeah, I would go Fraser on the left-hand side. Murphy, I thought, was brilliant. Again, obviously that penalty decision was an absolute fucking disgrace against Chelsea. So he stays in for me. So that's pretty much my team. Chris Wood leading the line. Longstaff, Willock, and Bruno. Couldn't think of his name there. Bruno in midfield. And then Fraser and Murphy on each side. And that would be my starting 11, I think, going into tomorrow night's match. It's a one where I think if we can get a result, which I think we're definitely capable of. If we can take advantage of that cagey atmosphere, I think the first 20 minutes tomorrow night are huge. If we can really take the game to Everton and get those Evertonians on the team's back, which happens at St James's Park. You know yourself, when we've been under the cosh in relegation battles, if things aren't going well at St James's, we all turn quite fast. I'd be the first to admit that. We scream and we moan and we shout stuff at the players. If we can get that atmosphere dead silent and nervy in the first 20 minutes of that game, not give Everton a sniff, because if Everton get a sniff early on, things crank up a notch, they get a bit of confidence, and confidence is one thing that team does not have at the moment, and we do. And we need to take advantage of that away from home. We did it against West Ham very, very well. If anyone remembers back to West Ham, first 20 minutes, I think West Ham was stunned at how we came out. We had all of the ball. We were very patient. We created a couple of good openings. Willett came close a couple of times in the box. And suddenly the atmosphere in that whole stadium with the Cockneys totally changed. And I want the same thing to happen tomorrow night. I honestly believe that first 20 minutes is crucial. Now, if we are to pick up a result tomorrow, and I think we're definitely capable, I think that could almost be us safe. That is, like, if we got a win tomorrow, I'd be on cloud nine, because that puts us on 34 points, and you've got to look at the rest of our fixtures going on from that Everton game. We've got a nice little break. The players are going to Dubai to sun it up, very similar to when they disappeared to Saudi Arabia. And we've got Wolves at home, Crystal Palace at home. We've got Norwich still to play. We've got Burnley still to play. There's a lot of points to be had there. There really is. Obviously, we've got tough games. We've got Tottenham. We've got Liverpool. We've got Arsenal. Have we got Arsenal still to play? I think we've still got Arsenal to play. Leicester. Not easy games, but there's a lot of winnable games in there. And that magic number we always talk about, 40 points to guarantee safety, we are literally so close to that. And if we get a win and go on to 34, keeping Everton right down there on 22, amongst other teams, I think we're safe. And I don't normally I'm touching wood, I'm touching the desk in front of me, but if Chris Wood was here, I'd give his chest a tap as well. I don't normally make big statements like that, but we're so close. We picked up, there's only 2 teams in Europe who've picked up more points than us in 2022 or similar, and that's Liverpool and Barcelona. So that again goes back to the fantastic job Eddie Howe and all the boys are doing at the moment. And that's why I am confident going into this Everton game. We're in form. Chelsea, we were very unlucky. I thought we were drilled to hell. More of that against Everton with a bit more attacking intent, because Everton obviously aren't the same calibre as Chelsea. Keep going with that, and I see no reason why we can't pick up a result. So I am actually going to go for tomorrow night. I'm going to go for 2-0 Newcastle. I think we'll shut up shop with Everton quite early on. Their fans will get on their back. We'll take advantage of that. And I think we want to right some wrongs from that Chelsea game, because I think the Chelsea game left a really frustrated, bitter taste in Newcastle's staff, players and fans' mouths. And we just want to take that anger out of the VAR decisions on Sunday, the joke of VAR decisions, out in the next match. And it's come thick and fast in terms of Everton tomorrow night. So, yeah, I'm going for it. We are pretty much, in my opinion, get a win tomorrow. That is job's a good one for this season, almost. So, if, as always, Newcastle fans, let us know in the comments. If you go into the game tomorrow night, drop me a comment, let me know your predictions, whether you'd make any changes to the team, whether you think that is us safe and you agree with me, or whether you think there's still a long way to go. Let us know, and if you haven't already, drop us a like, drop us a subscribe, and fingers crossed, in just over 24 hours from now, we will almost be looking at a nice, guaranteed safety for the rest of the season, and we can just enjoy our fixtures a little bit more, sitting, 12, 13 points above the relegation zone. Fingers fucking crossed. However, lads.